Please stand and join Dr. David Quist in singing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
You may be seated. Good morning. My name is Dr. Dan Weinert, Provost of Palmer College. It is my distinct honor to be your Master of Ceremony on this very special day. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor the forefathers of chiropractic and the passing of members of our profession. Distinguished platform members, today's speaker, Dr. Joshua Lawler, candidates for the degrees, supporters, family, and friend of today's graduates, welcome to today's commencement ceremony as we mark the entrance of these outstanding men and women into the profession as Palmer graduates. And welcome to Palmer College, where it all started, the fountainhead of the chiropractic profession. This college represents our profession's rich heritage and its strong future. We would like to acknowledge those present who have served our country. Those graduating today are recognized with red, white, and blue cords. Would all veterans or active duty military in attendance, whether you're a graduate, family, or friend, please stand for recognition as we thank you for your service. Today, we are here to celebrate the commitment, dedication, outstanding achievements, and the certain future contributions of the 98 talented men and women seated in the center of this famed hall. Drawn together by the educational experience they've nearly completed, the students seated before you started their journey as a diverse collection of individuals. In fact, the flags here on stage represent the many countries they hail from. In addition to the United States, these candidates come from Canada, Ecuador, Germany, South Africa, and South Korea. The American students represent 23 different states. As it has for well over a century, Palmer College continues to attract students seeking the best chiropractic education in the world. In turn, our community is enriched by their diversity of talent, tradition, and culture. As we call candidates to the stage today to receive their degrees, there are several protocols I'd like to mention. During today's ceremony, we will be granting 2 different degrees, Bachelor of Science and Doctor of Chiropractic. Palmer celebrates its extensive alumni and specifically the legacy of chiropractic that exists within some families by encouraging candidates to be accompanied to the stage by a family member who is also an alumnus of Palmer. And lastly, we appreciate your participation in taking measures to protect the health and safety of our Palmer community. Graduates, remember, we're not assembled here today to celebrate the end of a program. We are here for commencement or a beginning. We are here to mark the beginning of your professional lives. Palmer and your experiences and mentors before have prepared you well. You have entered to learn. Now it is time to go forth and serve. With that, let us begin our ceremony. Today's commencement speaker, Dr. Joshua Lawler, graduated cum laude from Palmer in 2005. He currently serves as the director of the Troxel Intern Program, serves on the Board of Directors for Gonstead Methodology Institute, and is a member of the Board of Directors for Gonstead Clinical Studies Society. All three institutions are nonprofits dedicated to excellence in chiropractic through education. In addition to his service, he finds time to help others improve their chiropractic skills and maintains a private practice in Parkview, Iowa. Dr. Lawler has had the privilege to teach multiple seminars at the Gonstead Clinic of Chiropractic in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. He also lectures all over the United States and in several foreign countries. A champion of the Gonstead technique, he has received many awards, including Gonstead Practitioner of the Year in 2009. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Joshua Lawler to our commencement stage today.
Thank you, Dr. Weinert. Dr. Marchiori, Dr. Weinert, class 203, congratulations, you've made it. Give yourselves a round of applause. Stay in your lane. B.J. Palmer said, stay in your lane. Stick to chiropractic. Keep it chiropractic. Ladies and gentlemen, what is chiropractic? You've been taught that here, right, at Palmer College of Chiropractic. Chiropractic is a philosophy, science, and art, a system of adjusting the segments of the spine for the correction of the cause of dis-ease. You've heard this over and over at your stay here at Palmer College. You have to know what it is that defines your lane to stay in your lane. B.J. Palmer said, stay in your lane. Dr. Weinert, what's this? Dr. Weinert says this is a golf ball. Dr. Marchiori, what's that?
Tennis ball.
Tennis ball. Anybody disagree? How do we know this is a tennis ball and this is a golf ball? How do you know? How do you know? Who told you that this is what a tennis ball looks like? Mom. Someone told you, didn't they? Okay, now let's pretend that this golf ball represents chiropractic. If this represents chiropractic, what if I submitted to you that this is not actually a tennis ball, but this is expanded scope chiropractic? It's round like a golf ball. It bounces. You can hit it with sticks and clubs. So I'm going to tell you that this is expanded scope chiropractic. This is actually an expanded scope golf ball. Dr. Weinert? Yes? Golf ball? Tennis ball, Dr. Weinert says. He knows because he's been told what it is. Chiropractic has been defined. You chose chiropractic as your profession. Now, does chiropractic look the same as it did back in 1895 when it was founded just down the street by D.D. Palmer? D.D. Palmer founded our profession. He decided what it was. Golf, on the other hand, was founded where? Scotland. 14th through 17th century in Scotland, the people that played golf played with wooden golf balls. In 1898, 3 years after D.D. Palmer founded chiropractic, Coburn Haskell invented the hard rubber core golf ball that's used today. Is the game of golf the same? Absolutely. Does it look different? Do the players hit different? For sure. Is chiropractic the same? It's the same today as it was in 1895 when it was founded. Does it look different? Yes. B.J. Palmer, among other wonderful chiropractors, two sitting on the stage with us today, have continued to evolve it, better understand it, and better apply it. But we must know what it is that defines our lane, to stay in your lane. Keep your focus. Don't lose your focus in chiropractic. Keep it chiropractic. Just like texting and driving. What happens when you text and drive? You start to drift. And when you drift, what happens when you cross the double yellow line? Trouble. Trouble, trouble, trouble. You've been trained here in the philosophy, science, and art of chiropractic at the best school in the world to learn that. Maintain your focus on your lane. 15 years ago, I graduated, sat right where you sit. 15 years ago. Blink. blink. Do not waste your time. Today's historic. Right here in this place, it is historic that you're going to graduate. How many in your class? Anybody know? What did you say? 98. Almost 100 new chiropractors are going to cross this stage. Places are significant. Places are significant. You're at the fountainhead. This is where it started. Service. You've been put in the lane of chiropractic service. Philosophy, science, and art. We know what chiropractic is. System of adjusting the segments of the spine for the correction of the cause of dis-ease. But what binds the philosophy, science, and art of chiropractic? What ties those three things together? Students, Allie, I can see you mouthing it. What is it? It's the subluxation. That is the unique service you will provide to your patients. You will scope, you will visualize, check, adjust, perfect placement, perfect positioning, and then you'll let nature take its course. That is our product. There's no jurisdiction on think well, eat well, move well. None whatsoever. All conscientious practitioners should teach their patients to think well, eat well, move well. Right? You will do so. But these are things most patients can do on their own with the proper guidance and education. They cannot check their own spines for subluxation. They cannot adjust themselves and remove the interference from brain to tissue cell, allowing their bodies to adapt better to its environment both internally and externally. That's chiropractic. That's our chiropractic product. It is second to none in healthcare. Second to none. So what do we know so far? Well, we know what chiropractic is. We know what our product is. We know what you're going to offer your patients. Nobody else offers other than chiropractors. Nobody. So what now? Ask yourself, what now? Well, when you ask the great Clarence Gonstead, Palmer alumnus, passed away in 1978. He became known as the Miracle Man in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. Why? Because that man had over 250,000 hours in bedside care of sick patients. 250,000. How many hours does it take to be an expert in your field? 10,000 is the number they'll say. Study and practice in your field and you're an expert. Clarence Gonstead had 250,000 hours helping sick people get well. When he was asked what he would tell Palmer students, he said, number one, provide a great service. And number two, don't rob your patients, do it at a fair cost. Provide a great service. How do you do that? How do you provide a great service? Well, BJ broke it down into 5 types of adjustments. Number one, the KISS adjustment. It'll all be okay. Number 2, the treatment adjustment. A little of this, a little of that, and we get this. Number 3, the push and shove adjustment. Boof, out the door. Number 4, the adjustment. Number 5, what was it? Come on, class. The adjustment with that something extra. How do you get to that stage? You have to practice perfect chiropractic. You can't just practice, you have to practice perfect chiropractic. Does that mean that you are perfect? No, you're just like me. You're imperfect. But you're perfectly imperfect. What perfect practice is perfect instrumentation, perfect spinographic placement and analysis, perfect analytical components in your checking of the patient, perfect patient placement, depth, direction, and timing of adjustment. That's our effort. To do that day in and day out and know that tomorrow can be better. We can be more precise. We can set it just a little deeper or a little softer, whatever the need may be. And BJ said that for that chiropractor, chiropractic has then become habit. The chiropractor has arrived, attained, works deliberately, and knows how to secure that which is desired day after day, on case after case. The chiropractor cannot be sidetracked from chiropractic with all the medical armamentarium out there. could not be sidetracked from chiropractic. So don't forget, this is our desire. This is what we're working to do in chiropractic, to help our patients. If I were to ask you, why does chiropractic exist today? Clear back from 1895 when it was founded just down the street from this auditorium, why does chiropractic exist? It's not because we have millions of dollars of ad campaigns for the next drug breakthrough treatment option. You don't see us all over TV. It's not because of our scientific research. It's not because of our philosophy, that people understand our philosophy. It's not because of our art, that they think we're good at cervical chair or upper cervical specific. It's not for any of those reasons. Those are all important. But it's because chiropractic patients have experiences in chiropractic where they don't anywhere else. Simple. And when they have an experience, what do? They tell someone. They tell their friends and family. That is the sole reason chiropractic exists today, because sick patients get well under chiropractic care. I understand that, when we talk about excellence in chiropractic, it's something to strive for. The true excellent doctor, I don't think, ever thinks they've arrived at excellence. But I was just talking to Dr. Mark Iori and Dr. Weinert. Michael Beauvais, along with a few other instructors from Palmer, are graduated 46 years ago, and he's going to retire. You had him for his last trimester as an instructor here at this institution. And he exemplifies what it means to be Palmer. He really loves students. His daughter, Brianne Wells, who also teaches at this institution, I asked her how she would sum up Dad, and she said, well, number one, he has two sayings you hear often. Number one is, when the students win, we all win. And that's how this Palmer faculty looks at you guys. When you win, they win. Because each trimester, a group of students graduate this school, and you go out and change the world. I just heard Dr. Weinert say that. They are changing the world one trimester at a time through you. So, Class 203, please stand and thank your Palmer instructors. I wish they were all here. Thank you very much. It'll mean more to you in 15 years, I can tell you that. And I wish all your instructors were here. Typically, they would sit right here and right here. But due to the strangeness of 2020, it's remarkable that you sit here today with friends and family. They've bent over backwards to make sure that you can actually enjoy this ceremony. The second thing Dr. Beauvais would say is this, and I want you to listen to this. Chiropractic is specific or it is nothing. Chiropractic is specific or it is nothing. When you go practice, make chiropractic specific. Be specific for your patients, and that will make chiropractic something. Be a pro at what you do. Every year, the PGA comes to the Quad Cities, except this year, and they bring pros like John Daly, Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, Davis Love III. And if you ever watch a pro operate, they do it with precision. 4 of those guys can drive a ball 350 yards, and those 4 balls will land within 10, 12 yards of each other. And then they can do it on the next hole, and the next hole, and the next. This is what you will do for your patients, patient after patient after patient. Commit to excellence when you cross this stage, to not be as good as you're ever going to be clinically today. Commit to studying, re-examining. I just visited with Dr. Weinert about a program he's got online that I need to listen to. Commit to changing how you practice chiropractic over time. Don't be a gondroid. Don't be an upper cervical. Don't be a mixer. Be a chiropractor. That's what you were made to be. Stay in your lane. Don't let anybody deter you from this, chiropractic. Stay in your lane. My dear friend and chiropractor somewhere here is Dr. Brittany Cedar. 5 years ago on this very day, she crossed the stage. I said, Brittany, if you're going to talk to the students and give them some advice, what would you tell them? She says, very simply, didn't blink an eye, she says, do not lose sight of why you chose chiropractic. You chose this profession. The Palmer faculty taught you what it is. Now you get to go out and perform. You get to run the race. And that's exciting. Don't let anything deter you from what you were meant to do in chiropractic, even on your worst days. And you're going to have tough days. They're going to come, let me tell you. You guys all went through boards, right? I'm sorry, but that won't be the last of your tough days. But you'll get through it. Lean on your colleagues, lean on your faculty, lean on your new colleagues as you graduate, get your diplomas and become chiropractors. We're here for you. If I could amend Dr. Beauvais' statement, when the students win, we all win, I might change it to this for you, who are now going to join me and the other chiropractors in the room. I might change it to say, when the students win and when our patients win, we all win. Keep that in mind. I'm going to close with this. I appreciate you letting me speak with you for a few minutes. I've gotten to know 5 of your classmates very well. Allie, Angel, James, Josh, and Aaron. I've known them to be people of integrity, hard work, love of life, and for sure love of chiropractic. I'm told that this is known as the SMART class. And I would say that's definitely a compliment from your faculty. And these guys also tell me periodically you're the loud class, so whichever way. But if the 5 individuals that I've gotten to know very well are any measure of this class, and I suspect that they are, we expect big things out of you. You're going to do great things in chiropractic. Last night at the award ceremony, it was stated, and Adam reminded us that B.J. Palmer so brilliantly said, we may never know how far-reaching something we think, say, or do today will affect the lives of millions tomorrow. Right? Class 203, go think, say, and do great things. And don't forget, stay in your lane. God bless.
Students who earn a Bachelor of Science degree from Palmer College must complete 120 semester hours. 30 of these hours may come from basic science courses taken in the Doctor of Chiropractic curriculum. Dr. Marchiori, upon the recommendation of the Dean, Faculty, and Academic Standing Committee of Palmer College of Chiropractic, it gives me pleasure to present those candidates who have successfully completed the requirements for the granting of degree Bachelor of Science. The Bachelor of Science degree is awarded in General Science. The candidates will be introduced by Dr. Michelle Drover.
Haley Nicole Axberg, Julian Bartnick, Angel M. Brucker, Mateo Carlos Cardenas, Sarah Elizabeth Donnelly, Ashley Nicole Fazenden, Adam Marcus Fennenbach, Jacob Gregory Garf, Cody Raymond Gust, Jung Hee Lee, Ryan Michael Lupi, Andrew Vernon Ludeman, Ricardo Ruiz Lorenzo, Douglas Marshall Tanser, Jr., Kirsten Lynette Ulm, Mitchell Curtis Wade, Kirsten Mariah Wilcox.
Good morning. Candidates, on behalf of the faculty and the trustees of Palmer College of Chiropractic, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of the state of Iowa, I do hereby confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science. Congratulations to each and all of you. Dr. Cindy Long, Dean of Research, will now present the graduates receiving research honors. Cindy?
The Research Honors Program, under the auspices of the Palmer Center for Chiropractic Research, gives students the opportunity to experience research and enhance their educational experience while in the Doctor of Chiropractic program by participating in a faculty-mentored research project. Class 203 has 2 research honors recipients. Virginia Salata conducted a research project titled Counting Lumbar Dorsal Root Ganglia Neurons that Express NF200 and Upregulate Neuropeptide Y following Spared Sciatic Nerve Injury. Her faculty mentors were Drs. Stephen Onifer and Zachariah Shannon. Abigail Grace Vandehei conducted a research project titled Establishing Methods for Quantifying PERK Immunoreactive Cells in Lumbar Dorsal Root Ganglia and Spinal Cords of a Spared Nerve Model. Her faculty mentor was Dr. Stephen Onifer. Virginia and Abby, please approach the stage to be recognized and receive your award. Congratulations.
The Academic Excellence Award is presented to those members of the graduating class who have displayed the highest level of academic achievement by earning Dean's List honors every term while at Palmer. Will the recipients of this honor please present themselves? Megan M. Berry. Mitchell L. Burr. Alexandria Geis. Anna Catherine Gaz. Triton J. Ivy. Alexander Lee Kirchner. Terry L. Larson. Kelly Dean McGuire. Nicole Matter. Troy Benjamin Meyer. Virginia Salata.
The salutatorians for Class 23 are Alexandria Geis and Virginia Salata. Let me read a bio on each of the individuals that are receiving this award, and then I'll have them come up together and receive your plaque and stand here for applause, recognition, and photography. Alexandria is from Oglesby, Illinois. Prior to enrolling at Palmer, she received an associate's degree from Illinois Valley Community College and a Bachelor of Science degree in Exercise Science from Illinois State University, where she graduated valedictorian. During her time at Palmer College, Alexandria participated as a teaching assistant for our NMS courses, physical diagnosis courses, and Pactive and Active Care coursework. After graduation, Alexandria plans to purchase a practice in Princeton, Illinois, where she will improve the lives of her patients with her emphasis on chiropractic, nutrition, exercise, and rehabilitation. Virginia Salata is from Cedar Lake, Iowa. Prior to enrolling at Palmer College, she earned a degree in kinesiology with a minor in Spanish from Indiana University, Purdue University in Indianapolis. While at Palmer, in addition to obtaining research honors, which were just presented, Virginia also was active as a campus guide and a teaching assistant for our gross anatomy and spinal anatomy labs, and also worked in our cervical and extremities courses. Virginia recently completed the 2-trimester preceptorship program, which is a great honor, in Des Moines at the DoD VA Center. Following graduation, Virginia accepted a position at Unity Spine and Joint, which is a multidisciplinary clinic in Indianapolis, Indiana. Alexandria and Virginia, please join us on stage. Step out a little bit further. The highest level of academic achievement is the Criterion-Designated Class Valedictorian. We have 3 individuals sharing this honor. So essentially, the way this breaks down on the inside track to share with you is that these folks that I'm about to announce as valedictorian are perfect 4.0s. And our salutatorians had a B in one class by a few points. And therefore, they, out of 74 classes, achieved 1 B. And it becomes salutatory, and it's insane when you think about the achievement that this class has demonstrated. So the 3 perfect 4.0s, I'll begin with the same process of announcing their bio and then bring them to the front of the stage for recognition. Our first is Mitchell Burr. He's from Traer, Iowa, and prior to attending Palmer, he earned a degree in biology with a minor in chemistry from Central College. There he earned both first-team all-conference and academic all-American honors on the football team. While at Palmer, Mitchell was active in Palmer Intramural Club, Motion Palpation Club, and Palmer Extremities Club. Additionally, he was a teaching assistant in physical diagnosis and our NMS coursework. Following graduation, Mitchell accepted a position at Eberline Family Chiropractic in Grundy Center, Iowa. His wife Sarah and son Blake are also excited to begin their journey by helping on the family farm. Triton Ivy, our second candidate, is from Huntington, Utah. Prior to attending Palmer, he completed a degree in human movement science with a minor in chemistry from Utah State University. Triton has purchased a practice in a small community near Orcas Island, Washington State, where he will relocate after graduation and begin his professional career. Terry Larson, our third candidate, is from O'Neill, Nebraska. Prior to attending Palmer, he attended the University of Nebraska at Omaha and earned an undergraduate degree in biotechnology with a minor in chemistry. He also completed a master's degree in exercise science. While at Palmer, Terry served as president of the Palmer men's rugby team, treasurer of the Palmer Animal Chiropractic Club, and was a teaching assistant in our anatomy lab. Following graduation, he plans to open his own practice in Nebraska, focusing on spine and extremity care, including ART soft tissue management and rehabilitation methods for his patients. In addition to the human patient care he plans to offer, he also has an idea of including animal chiropractic as part of his practice. I'd like to welcome Mitchell, Triton, and Terry to come forward, receive your plaques, and due recognition. We will now hear from each of the valedictorians.
Good morning, doctors. Let's go to work. These are two phrases that probably don't mean much to the audience out here, but to the class of 203, it probably brings back minor sets of PTSD. The first phrase brings back memories of the 7:30 spinal anatomy class with Mr. Mortar, reading through his notebook as fast as he can as we slowly run out of highlighters. Still worried about whether or not we spelled the word spondylolisthesis right on the early morning quiz. The second phrase, let's go to work, was often said by Dr. Ronnie Firth as he led a 7:30 radiology x-ray class in a darkroom going over x-rays as we're fighting to keep our eyelids open while slowly injecting caffeine into our veins. Trying to figure out what kind of drugs radiologists must be on to come up with terms such as inverted Napoleon hat sign or codfish vertebrae. At those times, graduation seemed like it was forever away, and it was hard to believe that we would ever get here. When I was first asked to give a speech, I originally said no and I didn't want to, but then after taking some time to think about it, I wanted the opportunity to talk to our class one last time when we're all in the same building. I want to thank you guys for making these 3.5 years fly by. Originally coming to school, I thought, you know, I have a lot of friends from undergrad. I just kind of want to show up to class, get my classwork done, show up to tests, kind of slide on by. You guys proved that that plan wasn't possible because you can't get through school like this on your own. So I just want to thank you guys for making class much more enjoyable. The Palmer class of 203 has always been known as the vocal class. Whether the professors loved it or hated it, they got a class that was always asking questions, discussing with classmates, challenging the status quo, and still scoring above average on most exams. Our class has a wide range of doctors with different philosophies, techniques, and practice plans, but we all share something in common. We want to do whatever we can in the best of our ability to help the patient in our office. We will always promise that the patient will come first, and if there's anything in our power to help that patient, we will. I want to give a quick shout out to all the families out here today because without you guys, these beautiful, brilliant young minds would not be here to help their new patients. It takes an amazing support cast to raise someone to earn their degree in chiropractic. I'd like to give a special shout out to my parents, my brother, my wife, and son because they are constant reminders of what hard work and determination can lead to. I'm going to wrap this speech up with a challenge for the class of 203. New doctors, learning doesn't stop now, just because we have graduated and earned our degree. In fact, learning is just beginning. There's a reason they call it chiropractic practice, not chiropractic profession, or chiropractic, wow. Perfection. There we go. That's why this isn't a perfect speech either. This is a practice speech. Use your time in your practice to learn new tools, add new tools to your tool belt, stay up to date on evidence-based chiropractic, use your continuing education hours to brush up on areas you're weak in, and add more weapons to your arsenal. Palmer class of 203, go out, leave our profession in a better place than when we found it, and remember, the patient always comes first. Thank you.
All right, so before any of you get any high expectations about my ability as a public speaker, just a reminder that as valedictorian, and I'm speaking strictly for myself and not my colleagues seated on the stage behind me, but as valedictorian, I am more of a bookworm and a nerd, not a public speaker. So keep that in mind, all right? But that being said, I am passionate about chiropractic. And so I am grateful for the opportunity to participate in today's proceedings. I discovered my passion for chiropractic back in 2016 when I was lucky enough to shadow a Palmer graduate in Utah. At that point, I still had no idea what I wanted to do with my life and was searching for any careers that would match my interests. My wife, Rachel, suggested that I shadow her chiropractor just to see what I thought of chiropractic. I had never been to a chiropractor before, but thought it would be worth a shot. I shadowed Dr. Sean Golding at the National Allergy and Injury Clinic for an entire week. And there was a singular moment during that time that changed my life. One day, an elderly gentleman came into the clinic. He was bent over with age, and he used a cane to support himself. He shuffled along at a slow pace, hardly able to lift his feet off the floor. It was obvious by looking at his face that he was in pain. I watched as Dr. Golding adjusted the man and helped him stand back up from the table. To my amazement, the man stood up straighter than I had ever thought possible, tucked his cane under his arm, and all but skipped out of that office. I knew then and there that chiropractic was something that I could be passionate about. Fast forward 1 year, and I started attending Palmer. I even turned down a full-ride scholarship to Parker University in the process because I felt that a Palmer education would be the best education for me. Now, every graduate who will be walking today can tell you that Palmer has not been a cakewalk. It is a difficult and demanding curriculum. And to be perfectly honest, there were several moments when I wanted to cry a little and rethink my life choices. But I always had that foundational memory of shadowing Dr. Golding to fall back on and remember why I had chosen chiropractic. Now here I am. Here we are, class 203. And we finally made it through, celebrating the fact that we made it. And if I'm not mistaken, this achievement is in great part due to memories or moments like mine, when we found our reasons for being passionate about chiropractic. But don't think that graduation from Palmer is the end to all your trials and problems. We are each embarking on a career and a lifestyle that will undoubtedly have its struggles. When times get hard for one reason or another, don't forget your reason for choosing chiropractic as your path in life. Rather, use those memories and find new ones for your foundation in building the life that you want. You can go anywhere to achieve your dreams and be successful. You have been given the tools through your education here at Palmer. Now, to use a saying that was popular where I hail from in Utah, get her done. Thank you.
Good morning. I know everyone is excited to get on with the ceremony and celebration of this long-awaited day, so I'll try to make this short and sweet. Before I start, Shax, are you here? I need to know just in case I have to take extra notes today also. I was once told by someone that I look up to that there will be times in life where words will not be able to express the gratitude necessary for the situation. And in those circumstances, all you can do is say thank you and hope that they understand how grateful you really are. Today, I'm fortunate enough to be at one of those times in my life. First, to all the Palmer faculty, teaching staff, and clinicians who have spent the last 3+ years grooming us to be the best doctors we can, especially over the last 7 months, because let's be honest, none of us really knew what we were doing. Your guidance, effort, and wisdom have impacted me, and I'm sure I'm speaking for my fellow graduates, all of us in ways that we will not be able to repay. Thank you. To Ron, the training staff, rugby alumni, players past, present, and future, thank you for not only allowing me to be part of this team and family, but also for giving us the opportunity to compete and have an outlet from the demands of school. To the guys I had the privilege of taking the field with, you've all become like brothers to me, and I can't even begin to express how much the last 3 years of rugby has meant. Thank you. Next to my family and all the friends and families who have supported us throughout. Mom and Dad, I'll never be able to repay you for everything that you have done for my family and myself. From emergency bank transfers when the loans just weren't quite enough, to driving deep freezers full of Nebraska beef out here to feed the rugby team. And for always picking up the phone when I needed to vent about my failures and celebrate my wins. I honestly would not be where I am without you. Thank you. And to the rest of my family who drove countless hours across the wonderful state of Iowa so many times that we didn't feel so far from home. You always gave us something to look forward to. Thank you. Most importantly, to my wife, Shaylee. Without you keeping me on track and supporting me every step of the way, I would not have been able to achieve any of this. You not only moved away from your family to take a difficult job to support me, but you blessed me with an incredible son along the way. Not to mention putting up with my desire to play rugby while I was out here, the hours of training and travel, and listening to me complain about my aches and pains after every rugby match. Getting old sucks. Right, Tim? Shaylee, you have been my rock, and I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you. And finally, to my fellow graduates, classmates, and friends. We've gone through some stuff the last 3.5 years. I still remember Dr. Torgerud's first CNS lecture and then cramming so hard for that Appendix A quiz, only to be bodied by that dreaded TRAX test that came up. And then Dr. Jones dropping that bomb of a first test in self-phys. That being the first exam that we took in the DC program, I remember thinking to myself, what did we get into here? But after the whirlwind of figuring out what it was going to take to be successful in this program and getting our feet under us, we made it. Thinking back, I can't count how many times I heard from those of you who will remain nameless, was there really an assignment due last week? Or there's a test in what class tomorrow? However, we all bring different strengths to the table, and I know for a fact I wouldn't have been as successful here without them in my corner. And I firmly believe those individuals are going to make some of the best chiros out there. You can bet on that. Honestly, getting to know as many of you as I could over the time here, I'm confident in saying the future of chiropractic as a profession is very bright. The impacts of today's graduates will be astonishing. We are the ones tasked with bringing chiropractic further into the forefront of preventative medicine and delivering the type of care that is needed to help fight the opioid epidemic our society currently faces, among many other things. However, these are not burdens any one of us should have to take on alone. We have all helped each other throughout school and clinic one way or another, and I want you to know that I will always answer my phone if there is anything I can do for you in the future, as I'm sure anyone who walks across this stage today will also do. Thank you for not only allowing me to speak today and be part of your journey, but also thank you to each and every one of you for being a large part of mine. In closing, I was looking for a good quote, because let's be honest, what good speech doesn't have a good quote? However, I couldn't find anything that stood out to me. There was the typical inspirational stuff, the don't take anything for granted ones. I even thought about quoting Shane Falco from The Replacements. But here's the deal. You don't need any more motivational or inspiring speeches today. If you did, you all wouldn't be sitting where you are and have accomplished everything that you have. By no means am I saying it's going to be smooth sailing from here on out, but think about everything that you've already endured. We have all had different struggles throughout this process, but we found ways to get through those challenging times and to embrace the suck, if you will. So I will close with this thought. Inevitably, there will be more difficult times ahead. We will all struggle again in one form or another, but that's okay. That's where the growth occurs. Be confident in the challenges you have already surmounted and the doctor you are. However, always strive for more. Continue to learn, challenge yourself often, and embrace the suck, because it will pass, and on the other side, you will be a better doctor because of it. It was a privilege and honor to have the opportunity to speak to you all today. Thank you.
To receive a Doctor of Chiropractic degree from Palmer College of Chiropractic, students must complete a rigorous curriculum that is the equivalent of 5 academic years in 10 trimesters or 3 1/3 calendar years. There are 74 courses and 4,620 contact hours of instruction in the curriculum required for graduation. Dr. Marchiori, upon the recommendation of the Dean, Faculty, and Academic Standing Committee of Palmer College of Chiropractic, it gives me great pleasure to present those candidates who have successfully completed the requirements for the granting of the degree Doctor of Chiropractic. The graduating doctors will be introduced to Dr. Marchiori by Dr. Michelle Drover, Associate Dean of Life Sciences. Dr. Marchiori will present the colors of the doctoral hood, signifying the candidate's success in completing the graduate program. Will the candidates please present themselves?
Megan M. Berry, summa cum laude, Wisconsin. I think Denny's. Yeah, no. Mitchell L. Burr, summa cum laude, Iowa. Alexandria Geis, summa cum laude, Illinois. Anna Catherine Gaz, Wisconsin, magna cum laude. Triton J. Ivy, summa cum laude, Utah. Alexander Lee Kirchner, magna cum laude, Wisconsin. Terry L. Larson, summa cum laude, Nebraska. Kelly Dean McGuire, summa cum laude, Oregon. Nicole Matter, summa cum laude, Iowa. Troy Benjamin Meyer, summa cum laude, Ohio. Virginia Salata, summa cum laude, Indiana. Samuel Joseph Alfred, magna cum laude, South Dakota. Sawyer Allen Anderson, Iowa. Joseph Asher, magna cum laude, Illinois. Joe's not able to be here with us today. Haley Nicole Axberg, Iowa. Julian Bartnick, Germany. Quinn Scott Behrens, cum laude, Iowa. Emma Laura Belland, cum laude, Michigan. Kevin J. Boots, cum laude, Wisconsin. Adam John Brown, Wisconsin. D. Monique Brown, Illinois. Angel M. Brucker, Wisconsin. Mateo Carlos Cardenas, Ecuador. Michael Jeffrey Carlson, magna cum laude, Michigan. Kyler Reed Case, cum laude, Iowa. Haechun Chung, South Korea. Haechun is unable to be with us today. Timothy Adams Clark, Iowa. Crystal L. Crate, Delaware. Cameron Stephen DeRocher, New Hampshire. James Gerald Detterman, Minnesota. Sarah Elizabeth Donnelly, Ohio. Gabriel Daniel Lee Dutton, Colorado. Elizabeth Ann Elrich, Iowa. Ashley Nicole Fazenden, Wisconsin. Adam Marcus Fennenbach, Idaho. Eric M. Franken, Wisconsin. Samuel Joseph Gardner, Pennsylvania. Jacob Gregory Garf, Utah. Curtis Geisey, Ohio. Molly Marie Jenelin, Illinois. Cody Raymond Gust, Wisconsin. Ryan Hartley, cum laude, Nebraska. Kimberly Page Hedgespeth, magna cum laude, Illinois. Brian Matthew Hoggett, Ohio. Peyton Holmes, Illinois. Monica Hudson, magna cum laude, Wisconsin. Humam Jassim Hussein, Iowa. Savannah Nicole Jansen, Iowa. Sasha Cavalench, Canada. Aaron Blaine King, Kentucky. Aaron is not able to be here today. Connor Robert Knipe, Iowa. Cora Cornick, Canada. Nathan Robert Lucina, Iowa. Nathan is not able to be with us today. Jung Hee Lee, South Korea. Kramer Scott Lewis, Wisconsin. Riley Elizabeth Lawrence, Iowa. Ryan Michael Loopy, Michigan. Andrew Vernon Ludeman, Illinois. Aaron T. Madsen, cum laude, Minnesota. Braden Kirk McGowan, Iowa. Allison Ann Mistner, Washington. Jacob Tanner Mitchell, Michigan. Evan Charles Mojica, cum laude, Illinois. Elliot Mitchell Moses, Iowa. Michaela Nugel, Minnesota. Ross Daniel Oldenburg, Wisconsin. Caleb Elwood Olson, cum laude, Iowa. Erica Taylor Owens, Wisconsin. Joshua O. Paulson, Wisconsin. Brock Joseph Pluth, Illinois. Colin Precor, Wisconsin. Henry Q. S. Ribeiro, New Jersey. Courtney Danielle Richards, California. Benjamin Rodrigues, Wisconsin. Mackenzie V. Rizek, magna cum laude, Indiana. Nicholas N. Rizek, cum laude, Wisconsin. John Lewis Schneider, Michigan. Caitlin Seba, Iowa. Luke Allen Short, West Virginia. Curtis James Seamson, Illinois. Michaela Lynn Mangelsdorf, Sievers, Kansas. Michaela is unable to be with us today. Kristen Elizabeth Steidinger, cum laude, Illinois. Shackleton James Stewart, South Africa. Joshua Thurm, Iowa. Monica Elise Toso, Michigan. Kirsten Lynette Ulm, Wisconsin. Pat Matthew Bauso, Unita, Illinois. Abigail Grace Vandehei, Wisconsin. Paula Marie Villaos, Illinois. Mitchell Curtis Wade, Ohio. Patrick John Wagoner, Wisconsin. Anthony Warnicki, Wisconsin. We're just done now. Garrett Webb, cum laude, Illinois. Courtney Westifer, Illinois. Kelly Westhughes, cum laude, Missouri. Kirsten Mariah Wilcox, Ohio. Lauren K. Wood, cum laude, Michigan. Adam Young, cum laude, Illinois.
The faculty of Palmer College is praiseworthy for many reasons. Their responsibility is providing the best education possible to our students. They fulfill their mission with distinction. Due to social recommendations, social distancing recommendations, the faculty are not present with us today as a full group, but they certainly send their best wishes to this class and that you have a bright future in all that you attempt to do into your future and practices. I do want to mention 4 members of the faculty that are retiring. Dr. Lawler mentioned Mike Beauvais. Mike Beauvais started with us in July 1974. And as Dr. Lawler mentioned, that's 46 years of service. Tom Wicks in our clinic began with us in July 1994, 26 years of service. Steve Onifer in our research program started in January 2013 for 7 years of service. And John Stites, also in the clinic, started in July 1984, so 36 years of service. If we add those up, we have 115 years of service to this institution, to our program, and our students that we're losing. It's difficult to replace. We're definitely going to miss their expertise, their mentorship, their accomplishment, their scholarship to inform what we do in our program and our institution. However, we're blessed that we had them for the time that they were here, that they devoted so much of their career to Palmer College and our teaching and learning mission. And we appreciate that we will retain their friendship and their presence in our extended chiropractic community. Can we please honor those 4 retirees with a round of applause? As we near the end of our ceremony, I want to take a minute to thank all of the parents, the family and friends that joined us in the hall today, and those that are joining us remotely. We thank you for joining us, and we especially thank you for supporting our graduates. I know that your names are not on the diploma, but your sacrifices and your work is certainly embedded in the names on those diplomas, so I appreciate all that you've done. Members of Class 23, you had a lot to deal with over the past couple of months, and we appreciate your patience and your perseverance to do so. I recognize that none of the activities, none of the decisions that this college made, nor society regarding the coronavirus is your fault. You had nothing to do with it. Yet you certainly had a change in your program, a change in your experience because of it. And I apologize on behalf of the college for everything that you might have missed during that time, missed shared experiences where you should be with your faculty friends and your patients in our classrooms and our clinics full time, but that wasn't necessarily the case. So I appreciate all that you've done, and I apologize that we even had to change aspects of this particular ceremony today. Usually ceremonies like this are filled with handshakes and hugs and all the congratulatory gestures that occur, and we really couldn't do a lot of that because of some of the recommendations. But we certainly appreciate your patience, and we are really thrilled to be here together today to celebrate to the degree that we can all that you've done. Congratulations on your great accomplishments, those that are recognized today. All that you've done is well earned and deserved, and we look forward to the next steps in your career. The Latin philosopher Cyrus once wrote, "Anyone can hold the helm when the sea is calm. The challenge is to pilot during the storm. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor." Class 23, over the past few months, you found yourself directly in the path of a storm. And predictable to your character and your grit, you persevered and you're here today. You accomplished the program, you completed the program under some arduous circumstances. Much like the challenges of the past couple of months, what will set you apart into the future and into your career and what you do as a provider of health care to patients will be based on how well you can balance during these challenging times, because this was not unique. Well, to some degree, arguably unique, but future challenges will continue to test you. And you want to find that balance that caused success for you now and call upon it for the challenges in the future. Class 23, I hope you stay connected and committed. The comments from the valedictorians and others that I've talked with before the ceremony, I'm so impressed with how cohesive of a group you have become. Please don't lose that. And it's going to take active energy to stay connected. Whether you kids do it by your Facebook and Twitter accounts or whatever you're doing it with, make sure that you put an active component of your day into staying connected to the friendships you have here. Those resources will benefit you into the future. And we look forward on the Palmer community of being part of your future journey. Make sure you stay connected to us as well. Come back and see us, connect to this college, to the next wave of students to help improve them. It's a cycle of life here at Palmer College. That's our strength, is that we have folks like Dr. Lawler coming back and connecting with students, and it'll be your time to be mentorship to the students in our program. So we congratulate you and look forward to watching you on the rest of your journey. Students, please rise. In accordance with the science, art, and philosophy of chiropractic and the consequence of your dedication to the restoration of the sick to health, I request that you promise and swear the following chiropractic oath. Students, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and repeat your name, will adhere to the code of ethics espoused by the chiropractic profession. I will observe and practice professional conduct in relation with my patients, my colleagues, myself, and my profession. I will seek to preserve the integrity of my profession and help it grow in service to the benefit of all humanity. I will serve my patients to the best of my ability, violating neither their confidence nor their dignity. And in my association with these patients, I shall not violate that which is moral and right. I will provide regimen for the good of my patients according to my ability and my judgment. I will regard and refer to my fellow doctors with honor and dignity, giving credit for their dedication and commitment to our profession. I will continue to improve my knowledge and skill and be sincere in my resolution to justify the responsibility which this degree symbolizes and imposes. Students, you may put your right hand down on behalf of the faculty and the trustees of Palmer College of Chiropractic, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of the state of Iowa, I do hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Chiropractic in keeping with academic tradition. Please turn, present yourselves to the assembly, and move your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations.